Say, obviously, you had a chance to put you guys up 3. What did you sort of see then and then in the sequence where they take it down and Tyrese hits the shot?
Yeah, I thought I got a pretty good look. Felt good. Didn't go in. And then they got a look and it went in. I don't know. Basketball, ups and downs. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it now. Just got to be better for next game.
Joe?
Aside of the Oklahoman, Shai, was this reminiscent of Game 1 Denver at all for you? You guys control most of the game. They come back late. And if so, can you sort of draw back on that experience?
Yeah, we just got to focus on being better. The series isn't 1-1, it's 1-4. So we have 4 more games to get. They have 3, and that's just where we are. We got to understand that, and we got to get to 4 before they get to 3 if we want to win an NBA championship, and it's that simple. It's not rocket science. We lost Game 1. We have to be better.
Nick on the right.
Shai, in being better, what do you feel are some controllables, particularly on the offensive end of the floor, just given the number of looks you guys got in the paint, downhill? It seemed like you guys were getting downhill a lot, but those shots weren't going down.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. It's hard to have that answer 20 minutes after the game. But yeah, for sure, it's definitely areas to get better on both ends of the floor, and so the next 2 days before, try to get better and then come out here and be a better team for Game 2.
Jenny here on the left.
Shai, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. You guys have, when you've had games that have slipped through your fingers in these playoffs, you've found a way to come back and make good on that. But in the finals, with the pressure being what it is, how can you guys make sure that you do that again? Or is this kind of an unknown because you guys as a group haven't been to this point yet?
Yeah, I think as much as we can, we just got to treat it like every other game. Every other situation we've been in. Yes, we haven't been in this situation, but it doesn't mean our character has to change or what we did last time. It's still basketball. It's still the game of basketball that we grew up playing. The rules don't change just because we're in the finals. So it's like we've been in this situation before. In the other situation, we handled it well. We were better for Game 2, and that's the goal.
Tim on your right, third row.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Shai, I'm sure you are aware of just the crazy clutch run that Halliburton's on in the playoffs all season long, really. He's got the ball in his hands. Last seconds ticking down. What's that feel like for you?
I don't know. It happened so fast. I feel like we got matched. He got down going right, pulled up from the midi, and knocked down the shot. I don't know. It didn't feel like anything crazy. He just made a play with the time winding down. Made a good play.
Michael Grange, the middle.
Shai, you guys had a long layoff. You talked before the game about sort of trying to fill that time. How do you feel like you responded to the energy in the building and the energy the Pacers brought in the early part of the game, at least?
Yeah, I thought we were pretty good. We had control of the game for the most part of it. Now it is a 48-minute game, and they teach you that lesson more than anyone else in the league, the hard way. But yeah, I thought we came out with the right intentions, right energy. The crowd was amazing, obviously. Just got to do a better job of closing.
Over here on your left, third row.
Daniel Bell, yeah. So, Shai, the looks that you guys got, do you feel like those are just normal? Do you feel like they were doing anything specific to kind of throw you guys off?
Nah, not really. They played their style of basketball. We played our style of basketball. I feel like we got some looks that usually go down that just didn't. But that's never an excuse. We've won plenty of games despite not shooting as well as we know we can. And that's something that we don't hang our hat on. So there's definitely so many areas to be better on. And that's what we have to focus on for Game 2.
Next question, the back row on the left.
Shai, Leandro Sarhan from ESPN Brazil. You guys were in a similar situation before when Aaron Gordon hit that game winner. What's the similarities? How can you guys bounce back after such a, hard? Probably it's hard to bounce back after that.
Yeah. Like me personally, like how you lose doesn't really matter. Obviously, it sucks the last second shot, but the energy in the arena and stuff like that. But we lost at the end of the day. We lost Game 1. We've lost Game 1 before. And on the other side of that, we came out a better team, and that's our goal. That's our mentality, to try to learn a lesson from the loss, like we always do, and move forward and be better.
Anyone with a final question? Thank you, Shai. We'll take questions. Please raise your hand. Let's go fourth row over here on one, in the center, in the tan. Hold on for the mic. Yep.
Luguentz, tu as été excellent dans ce match-là. Évidemment, vous n'avez pas le résultat que vous voulez à la fin. Ça a été comment d'avoir cette énergie-là énorme de la foule, puis de vivre ce moment crève-cœur à la fin?
C'est bon, c'était bien. La foule va toujours nous supporter, même si on gagne ou on perd ou n'importe quoi durant tout le match. Ça, on aime ça, mais on a des trucs à travailler. Demain, on va regarder du film, on va voir qu'est-ce qu'on peut s'améliorer sur. C'est sûr qu'on aurait voulu gagner ce match-là, mais faut nous battre 4 fois. So, on a encore d'autres matchs à jouer.
Jenny, over here on the left on 2.
Hey, Lou, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. Shai was just in here saying, doesn't really matter how you lose, it's still a loss. But the way this one went down, how do you guys guard against not having it have carryover?
I mean, he's right. He's right. The games is ups and downs all the time, and then you just gotta finish it. Losing like that hurts, but at the same time, there's a couple of stuff that we could have done better. And then, it's a long series, so, got to get back tomorrow, watch film, see the stuff that we can get better at, and then right back at it in a couple of days.
Up here in the front, Joe.
Joe Masato, the Oklahoman. Lou, was this kind of reminiscent of Denver game one for you, just a game that you controlled for the most part, game-winning shot at the end, and is that experience you can sort of draw back upon, given how that series ended for you?
For sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, it happened before. Obviously, we had the right approach throughout the whole series against Denver. So, like I said, this is a different team. So we got to go back, watch film, and really get better and try and not let that happen again.
Over the front row, Nick.
Hey, Lou, the things that you guys have relied upon since the beginning of the build, 0-0 mentality, 48-minute game, how, I guess, maybe anticipatory are you that those are the things that are going to be tested here in the finals?
Yeah, still the same mentality, honestly. Next game, we go on with a 0-0 mentality and just to go out there and trying to win the game. And, like I said, it's one game. It's a long series, so we'll be better next game.
Second row, Tim, on the right.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Lou, you guys had them really in hell for the first half as far as your defensive pressure. What happened? What changed in the second half for you guys defensively?
I guess they did a better job taking care of the ball. Our intensity has been the same. Like they hit a lot of tough shots. But that's just how we play. We play really hard, and we trying to turn them over. And then, I feel like they just took care of the ball.
Over here on the fourth row on the left.
Jerry Ramsey from the franchise. Lou, despite the loss, I mean, you shot the ball pretty well and sort of kind of kept the Thunder in offensively for a little bit there. Just talk about, getting into finals game one and just kind of putting that on your shoulders. Defensive specialist, sure, but knocking down these shots to keep them in the game.
Yeah, just shoot the right shots, honestly. Be in the right spots. We got a lot of guys that attract a lot of defenders. So, whenever I can get open, I'll try my best to do it and to shoot with confidence.
Go ahead, Dan, in the middle.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. To have forced them into I think it was 19 turnovers in the first half, but only be up 12 at halftime. What was the process like offensively for you guys in the first half? And then, knowing that the lead kind of, you felt like you maybe even should have been up bigger than that. Was that any kind of concern when you went in at half?
I mean, some of the looks that we usually make, so we miss them, I guess. We turn the ball over. They turn the ball over a lot, so we could have do a better job of converting on offense. But they're a good team. They're in this position for a reason too. So, like I said, watch film and be better next game.
Last two in the third row.
Alexandre Tournier de RDS. Évidemment, c'est pas le résultat que tu voulais, mais au niveau personnel, tu étais partout sur le terrain, défensivement, à l'attaque avec 5 tirs de 3 points. Comment tu as vécu ce premier match-là pour toi en grande finale?
C'était le fun. On a travaillé fort pour se rendre jusqu'ici. J'ai travaillé fort pour me rendre jusqu'ici. Alors, je vais enjoy vraiment ça avec mes teammates. Puis, c'est pas le résultat qu'on voulait, Mais c'est une longue série, puis on a encore beaucoup de chance. Alors, on va garder la tête haute, puis on va continuer à s'améliorer pour le prochain match.
Michael, straight ahead, last one.
Lou, Mike Grange from Sportsnet. I mean, you personally, you did have the 4 steals, a couple of blocks, that big block on Naismith. Was there something you saw as you were studying this team that allowed you to be that aggressive, that successful when you did go for the ball?
Honestly, just being in the game. On that end of the floor, I move a lot. I pay a lot of attention to some of the stuff that they do. So anytime I can, sneak one in there, a steal or a block or whatever, I'll do it. And that's just how I play. And then, whenever I got to do a play like that for my teammates, I'll do it.
Thank you, Lou. Jalen will be up next.